Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful morning. Love to see the sunshine and the rainfall too. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in the room. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Oh, I see somebody here. Hello. Good morning to you, whoever you are. Come on in the room. Good morning. Today we're talking about old school versus new school. Old stuff versus new stuff. Which is better? And why? Let's see. Okay, some of the things like we can talk about are phones. Does anybody remember rotary phones? Does anybody ever remember growing up with one of those that you had to actually dial? Music, which is better? I think that would be a big debate. TV, good times, shows like that versus reality TV. Dancing, that's different too, right? Twerking versus the twist. Yes. Hello, Sailor. How are you? We're talking about old versus new and which is better or which you like better or actually is better. I was just saying, I remember having a rotary phone when I was a young person. You had to actually stick your finger in there and dial a number. And we lived in the country, and you could just dial the person's last four numbers. You didn't have to dial the area code or the prefix. You could just dial the last four numbers. And that was cool. And we also had a party line. I got to talk about this some more. Hey, BJ's Misadventures, how are you? Hello, Skipper, how are you? Thank you for coming in and talking about old versus new. And how it's better or worse, maybe not. Some things may be better, some things may be worse. We didn't have any internet or phones. Hello. Oh, Sukver, how are you? I know I'm just, oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful year ahead of you. And how we had actually had a party line. We had to share a phone line with our neighbors. And if you picked up the phone and somebody was talking, you had to wait for them to finish. If you had an emergency or something, you just said, hey, can I have the line? And they would hang up and let you call. So, hope you have a happy birthday. Do you have big plans? You're going to have birthday cake? You're going to have ice cream? You're going to have a dinner? What are you going to do? We'll talk more when some more people come in. We'll talk some more about the old days and old fun things. Um, yes, happy birthday. That's a special day, isn't it? I hope you're going to do something really fun and enjoy your day. Are you a young person, a middle-aged person, or an older person? You don't have to tell your age, but you can just say, kind of say what category you're in if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine too. We will celebrate with you. Recycled teenager. I hear you. I hear you, BJ. That's what I feel like I am too. Yeah. because your spirit, your soul stays the same age all your life, so you don't ever really feel any different. You don't feel older, except in your body. Your body feels older. Maybe you get a few little aches and pains or something like that, but you got to keep that body moving. Keep moving. That's the secret. So BJ, what are some of your the things that you like better from the past? You had to set up your speech to text. Okay. Um, what are some things that you remember from the past that you maybe like better? You think are better than modern things, or maybe some modern things are better. I think it's good that we have such easy access to information now. That's what I wish I could have had when I was coming up. Was you can just pick up your phone and find out anything you want to know. And that would have been wonderful. I would have really loved that. Lots of things, exactly. Lots of things, exactly. I would love to have been able to just look up something that I wanted to know about. I know it's hard. It's hard to be old. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for sissies. And we got to be tough. Absolutely. I would, when we wanted to know something, we had to actually go to the library and look it up in a book. But when I think about it, that was actually fun. You saw people there and you got to look at, probably, I think I would usually look at other stuff too while I was there, not just the subject that I was going to look up. And I actually enjoyed going to the library. It wasn't hard. It's sometimes not as convenient, obviously, as picking up your phone or your tablet and clicking away to find out something in a few seconds. But actually, I think it helped to build character also. I think, harder times do that for us sometimes, is help build character. So that's a good thing. I hope you don't mind moderating, BJ. I appreciate it. And if you don't want to, it's okay. Just let me know, but I would appreciate it. No stress, no pressure to do anything. Just kind of be there for me. I appreciate it. And if you have to go, that's fine too. I understand. I'm just so chill. As another thing one thing about getting older, as I have become so much more chill, so much more relaxed. Things still happen in life. As they say, life be lifing. But I have learned some coping skills for that and learned how to better handle things that come up. Your moderator. Oh, okay, thank you. No pressure though, really. No pressure. It's okay, but I appreciate it. And just being more relaxed and able to handle things that happen, or just not letting little things bother you as much, maybe as when I was young. I was always just going off like a firecracker. Boom, whatever. Whatever happened, I was like, and now I'm just like, oh well, whatever. What is it in the life? Hey, Jamie, how are you down the road? I am so glad you stopped by. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're talking about old versus new, the good things from the past, the good things from, from now, which is better, which is not better. I think for me, music, I'm going to have to say, was better. But I try to appreciate the modern music. I have an appreciation for it. Doing good, lots of camping. Awesome. Awesome, Jamie. That's great. Hey, it's Raya. We're talking about old versus new here. Hey, Tracy. How are you? Talking about old versus new and how we used to use rotary phones and how we had to go to the library if we wanted to find out something. Stuff like that. I just thought it would be a fun topic to talk about. You love the 80s and 90s. Me, honey, me too. And I loved 70s because I'm older. I loved 70s music and 80s music. And then when the alternative era came in, I loved that. I loved grunge. I just loved all of that because I'm a rock and roller. So old school, Mos Def. I hear you, Azariah. Old school, I know. I think a lot of people miss that. And even the younger people, I think, they have a lot of good things going for them, but at the same time missed out on some of the, old fun that we had. We never had air conditioning. I don't know how I survived that, but when I think back on it, old school rocker, yeah, yep, that's me. And we didn't have air conditioning, so I can't understand how I survived that. But we really didn't think about it that much. We had ways of staying cool. And I lived in the South too, so it was very hot. But we just had our ways of staying cool. Played outside when we were little and sprayed each other with the garden hose, drank out of the hose. I know that was nasty, but we did it. Hey, and I'm still here. Oh, and you know, just stuff like that. You would Mom would bring us out an ice cream cone, popsicle. You know, there was just ways to stay cool. It was just a much more simple time, I believe, and less complicated. So that's what I like about it. Your AC was a block of ice sitting in the middle of the room. Hey, now that is something right there. That reminds me, my mom, and I was telling my friend this morning on the phone that good old days, miss them. Yes, Jamie, I do too. Hola, everybody. And never mind the library. We talked to our elders and listened that too, Tracy. Absolutely. That was the best knowledge right there, right? Yes. It worked, yes. And my mom was telling me one time, she's passed now, but she was born in 1932, so she was a child during the 30s. She said they had an ice box. So the ice truck would come around with a big block of ice to put in the ice box, and it would be hot in the summertime, and the iceman would chip off some pieces of the ice for the kids, you know. They would, you know, eat the ice and, you know, put it on themselves and stuff. So that was a way that they had fun and stayed cool also. Just simple fun times. I miss that. I know when I was a kid, we had a milkman who, you know, a milk truck came and delivered the milk. He rolled up the hill and brought the bottles. He was so friendly and nice, and you know, you put your old bottles out. He would take the old bottles away and leave you your fresh milk. So that was fun. He also, I think no, we had a different egg and butter person. I don't know. But we also, you grew up in the country and went to school in the city. Wow, okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yes. Um, and we all planted, our fathers all planted gardens and raised food. So, you know, okay, wait a minute. Excuse me for a minute. I can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time, you guys. So, everybody shared their produce when he came in. I think I've said this before. So, hey Jay, hey Tenacious Jay, welcome in. And we would all share our crops, and that was just so and I didn't think about it at the time of how wonderful that was and how good that and fresh and just precious that was, because you know, if somebody had a lot of corn, they would bring you some corn. If somebody had, then we had extra something else, you know, maybe we had extra okra when we would trade it off. And we had one fellow who he had a huge watermelon crop. That was my favorite. He would bring us a watermelon just out of the blue. You know, people just dropped in on each other too. You didn't have to call and say, hey, are you busy, can I come over? They would just drop in, and he would drop in with a watermelon. Oh my, that was, you know, you wouldn't think about that nowadays as being so exciting, but to us kids, that was great to get a watermelon, you know. And we would just break it open in the yard and just eat watermelon. That was the best, you know. That was also very cooling and hydrating. So that was fun. I always said that I was in the cornfield and my brother in the chicken coop. Yeah, right. And it was just such good times. And I know, Jay, isn't it? It's such a sweet community and such wonderful people here. And I don't know. It's just been so good for me to get to know everybody and talk to everybody, because I'm here all by myself a lot of times, and it gets lonely. I don't actually have a social life. I really don't, because I can't get anywhere. But I could take the bus or something if I want to. We're bad enough, but it's okay. You can come on in. So will I bother you if I'm
No.
talking? Okay. So my daughter came in the room. She's gonna work and things like that. So yeah, I forgot what I was saying now. Anyway, like the live stream. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, like the live. Give it a thumbs up. So what else? Let's see, what else did we do? I was kind of looking up some stuff too to get an idea of what to talk about. But yeah, the phone, that was one thing that, you know, is just Like now, probably a lot of people have never seen a rotary phone. Or, oh, one thing we used to have was we had a princess phone. It was such a cute little phone. You were the stuff if you had a princess phone. Like, a girl, a pink princess phone in your room. You were the stuff. And some of them were like spoiled kids, or, those kind of kids. They had their own line. But we didn't. We had a party line we had to share. It's okay. We are here for you, Nancy. Thank you. Oh, Jay, that's so sweet. Thank you. I hope I can be here for you too. But yeah, you were something if you had a pink princess phone. So, and your own line. Those were the little special girls had that. I wasn't on it. But anyway, yeah. And let's see, what else? Just going to the library, that was fun. I remember that. Just when you had wanted to know something or look up something, you went to the library. And you went through the card catalog and found your book and went and got your book and sit at the table and study and read. And then you probably would even go and find something else you were interested in besides the subject that you were trying to look up. And oh yes, BJ, exactly. We had a prefix, but you didn't. If you were calling within your community, you didn't have to dial the prefix. And excuse me, you could just dial the last four numbers. Yeah, exactly. And the rotary. Oh, I like that sound too, Jay. I know what you mean. I can't do it, but I know what you're talking about. And then they came out with the button phone. That was like high tech. The button phone, that was high tech. Oh, and dial the operator. Yes, and I was one of those operators back in the 70s. I worked for the phone company, and I was one of those dial zero operators. So, yeah, that was interesting and fun. And, yeah, that was a more to it than you would think, being an operator. Because back then, there were no cell phones and things like that. But like if you were trying to call somebody, hate when you miss the number on the road. I know, right, Jamie? Yeah, you're like, dang it, I got to start over. And you push the button down and start over. I know. And if you were calling somebody on the water on a boat or something, they would call me, and then I would have to find a what is it called? I had to find a marine operator, maybe that's what it was called. I had to find that operator, and then they had to connect the person to the person on the boat or whatever. But anyway, it was really different. If you made an international call, you had to go through a different process to do that also. So I would put people through to international calls, and a lot of times I would just click it off and let them have a free call. I would have got in so much trouble if I had been caught doing that, but I used to do that. Anyway, car phone. Oh yeah, you're right, BJ. Car phones were huge, and only people like doctors had those. I remember in our community, the doctor had one of those. I think one other rich person had one of those. And we thought that was something. How can you possibly even have a phone in your car? That's just crazy. But yeah, that was a different time. We had everyone's phone number in our head. I know. Sometimes I can't even remember my own now, Tracy. But yeah, you knew everybody's phone number. Plus, you just had to dial the four numbers usually, so it was pretty easy to remember. I can still remember my phone number from when I was a little girl, and I don't know how I can do that, but I can. But I can't remember some other phone numbers. But I can remember the phone number that was mine when I was a little girl. And we used to call the local radio station. That's another thing. We listened to the radio. People don't do that so much anymore. It's like different stuff now. And we would call the station and say, will you play Dizzy by Tommy Rowe? Or would you play Sugar Sugar by the Archies? We were just little kids. And then you wait by the radio for them to play your song. It was full of tubes that lit the car. Yeah. And then came along in the 70s. Honey, you need me to go somewhere else because you're going to work or something?
No.
Okay. And forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Anybody remember? Yeah, lost it. Anyway, fun times. Oh yeah, win prizes if you're the right number. Yeah, that was fun. And I went to Record stores, that's another thing. I think there are still some, like vintage places like that. You can buy vinyl. We would go to the record store to buy your favorite song, like a 45. And there was a lady there, and she had a big beehive hairdo, and she had earrings on. They were these big yellow balls hanging down, and she had her hair up, and she said, "Honey, do you like Elvis? Would you like an Elvis poster?" And I said, "Yes," but my mom wouldn't let me have it. Oh, you have to leave. Helping around the house. Nice talking to you. Okay, Jamie, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Have a great day. Him, yeah, yeah, BJ, yeah. And but it was just sad because I didn't get to, get the poster. But I wasn't allowed to have posters. I wasn't really supposed to be listening to rock music because it was the devil's music. But I had to sneak around and listen to it anyway. So yep. So what was everybody's favorite old TV show? I liked Sanford and Son. That was probably one of my favorites, absolute favorites. I have the whole every season on DVD. Little House on the Prairie, yeah, that was a good one. My mom loved that show too. I used to watch that one with her. Yep. What about that Nellie Olson, huh? Oh, well. I like the Olsons. They were a mess. I like the dad, though. Every now and then he would stand up for himself, right? Yep. Odd Couples. Okay. Hey, Dan Talk. Get Smart, Addams Family, Hogan's Heroes. Yeah, those are the ones. I liked Mr. Ed, the Talking Horse Show. I liked the Beverly Hillbillies. That's hilarious. Yeah, those are real old ones there. Andy Griffith Show. That's probably my fave. That one was probably the best. My best well-made show of all, with lots of life lessons in it. And I mean, a lot of those shows still play now, And Good Times, that was a good one. Let's see what else. Yeah, Mr. Ed, that one's the Partridge Family. The Brady Bunch. Mr. Ed is on YouTube. Oh yeah, yeah. I've never seen that one on there. Mr. Ed is on YouTube. My little cousins love watching it when they come here. Yeah. Yeah, the kids young people like some of those shows now. I don't know. Some of them, they say they don't, it's such a cultural difference now that they don't even understand some of the stuff they're talking about. But how about dancing? Old dances versus new dances. How about that? We had dances like the twist, the dirty dog. I don't know what they were all called. But it seems to be a lot different now. Now we have twerking, and I don't know what some of the dances are, but do you know any of the names of the dances? I don't either anymore. I just know twerking kind of overpowers it all. That says it all. The House of Frankenstein. I don't know what that is. Was that a show? Or is that a dance? I don't know. I Dream of Jeannie. Yeah, Tracy, that was a good one, wasn't it? Yep. I just always wish I had a genie like that. And she was so pretty. Hi there, how are you? Nice to see you. Afan Kishkatukbuk. I know I didn't pronounce that right. I gave it a try. Forgive me. And, oh, it was a TV show in the 60s. Okay. Yep. That's good. Let's see, what did I always used to try to watch all the time? Oh, the Ed Sullivan Show. You always had your people on break dancing, disco dancing. Yeah, that was good. That was fun. That was fun. I discoed, but I didn't break dance. I don't think I could have done that, but I did do some disco dancing. The Ed Sullivan Show had your favorite rock group on, or what. I remember seeing the Rolling Stones on there, and I think I remember actually seeing the Beatles on there. And my parents watching, saying, "Oh my goodness, look at this! What is the world coming to?" But yeah, Ed Sullivan, he always had everybody on there. Who's in Canada? I'm not in Canada. No, I don't know. No, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. And it's another variety. Oh, the Flip Wilson Show. Does anybody remember the Flip Wilson Show? That's what I'm interested to know. If anybody remembers Flip Wilson. Yes, I am guilty as charged. Yeah, you remember Flip? Yeah, he was good. I remember my daddy watching him and just laughing when he did. I think his female character was called Geraldine. Is that right? Remember when he dressed up in drag, and I think her name was Geraldine. My daddy used to just laugh because he didn't laugh that much, but that show made him laugh, and I think that's probably one reason I remember it. I'm gonna look that up and see who that is. What was Wilson's? Benny Hill, yeah, that's another one. Let's see, Flip Wilson. Yes, it was Geraldine, Geraldine Jones. She was sassy, confident, and full of catchphrases. She always said, "The devil made me do it," and what you see is what you get. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's right. She became a Geraldine, that's a character, became a cultural icon in the 70s and helped Flip Wilson become the first black person to host a successful variety show on network television, The Flip Wilson Show, 1970. It was on from 1970 to 1974. Yeah, my daddy would always tune into that and laugh, and that's why I think I like it so much because hello there. How old is the picture in your background, and who are those? No, that's my mother and father. That's their wedding picture from 1952. Thank you for asking, and welcome in. Yes, 1952. That's their wedding picture. So in black and white. Pictures were black and white too. That's another thing. And then they started doing this thing called tinting, and you would go get your portrait or whatever, and they would say, "Do you want it tinted?" That meant they put a little color to it, you know. Yeah, that couldn't be me and my husband because I was not even born yet. Probably looks like it, but I wasn't. I cannot see. Tell me what that flag is because I don't. My eyesight is not very good. I can't really see your flag that you put up. Can you tell me what country you're from? I I really struggle to read too. So thank you, Tracy. Pakistan. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming by. I can't, I just can't see the little tiny symbols like that. But thank you so much for telling us and welcome in. What's it like there now? What's your weather like in Pakistan? Is it hot there? Is it, what's it like? Do you get much rain? We've had a lot of rain. It's very hot here. It was probably close to 100 degrees yesterday. So I'm just curious to know what your weather is like there. Canada. Okay, where in Canada are you, Tracy Learning? Oh, you. Okay, I forgot you're in Canada too, BJ. And down the road, he's from Canada too. He's from Nova Scotia. Oh, I was looking up other TV shows too. We had the Jeffersons, What's Happening, Different Strokes, Three's Company, Maude. Maude and the Jeffersons were spin-offs of All in the Family. That was another one. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley. I used to watch Laverne and Shirley with my girlfriend. That was fun. And we would just call each other on the phone and say, hey, my friend girl. We used to call each other on the phone and say, hey, Laverne and Shirley's on, let's watch it. We'd sit on the phone together and watch it and laugh. That was a funny show. Crime and cop shows. Kojak, Chips, Starsky and Hutch, Hill Street Blues, Miami Vice, Magnum P.I. I liked Magnum P.I. That was a good one. The Mod Squad. I forgot about the Mod Squad. That was a cool bunch. I don't remember much about it, but I can see the three of those people walking up when the show's coming on. The Fonz, right. The Fonz. Happy Days. That was a good show. I love Ron Howard. Everything he does is fun to me and interesting. From the time he was a little boy all the way up to now. I think he's probably 70 years old by now, Ron Howard. Happy Days. And drama shows were Columbo, Murder, She Wrote, Dallas, Dynasty, The Waltons, and Tracy, you mentioned Little House on the Prairie. And the family-friendly shows, we mentioned The Brady Bunch, The Facts of Life, Family Ties, The Cosby Show, Silver Spoons. I don't remember Silver Spoons. Punky Brewster. I remember Punky Brewster. Okay, but I'm still like laying in AC. Okay, I hear you. I know. Lay in that AC, right? What did you say? Okay, I missed this. Right now we have summer seasons, and in the last week we got an extreme heat, maybe like 46, 47 centigrade. Today, thank God, it's heavy rain since last night and still drizzling. Great weather at this time. Oh, good. Very good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, glad you have some AC too. We're talking earlier about how we didn't used to have air conditioning. You know, when we grew up, we didn't have air conditioning. We just had to, you know, think of natural ways to stay cool and natural things to do to stay cool. So it is a blessing now to have air conditioning. Exactly. Absolutely. Hello to you. Welcome in. It's cloudy and cold. Wow, really? Cloudy and cold? Oh. Do you think it's going to warm up there, BJ? I'm going to try to say your name. Kajja. I know that's not right, but at least I like to try. Welcome in to the live. I appreciate you coming by. Please forgive me for mispronouncing your name, but welcome. Last week we were stifling with the heat. Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? I know. You never know what's going to happen. We had a storm last night, lots of lightning and rain, and we may have a chance of it today too. I know, Tracy. Mine is too. I know. But finally, I told you my corn got beat down by the rain, but it stood back up. So I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't looked at it today to see what happened last night. I love thunderstorms too, and it's just so peaceful and easy to sleep to if they happen in the night, unless it's really bad, windy, or the lightning is too harsh. But just a nice rumbly thunderstorm is very relaxing. I agree with you. Did you say you don't get them there? I think you said that to me one time. You actually don't have many thunderstorms. I'll have to record the next one for you. So what's confusing about your garden, Tracy? Is it the rain, the temperatures, or how things are starting to come in, or what? We just kind of call it a chaos garden. We got some squashes that we don't really know what they are, but I think we will probably be able to identify them as they mature. We don't get too many here, but when they do come, they come with a bang. Oh wow, yeah. No sunshine, yeah. I think that's probably our problem too. It's not getting enough sunshine. We have some tomatoes hanging there, but they're not ripening. It seems like they're taking a really long time to get ripe. And it probably is, what the lack of sun or whatever. I'm not sure. What else do I do with the whole day? Well, I cook, um, do household things, spend time with my family. I play my guitar. I work on YouTube video stuff. That's what I do. Yep. And I work at night, so a couple of nights a week I go to work. So I have a busy life. What do you do with your day? That reminds me of a song. You're on YouTube all day, BJ? I know sometimes I am too. I have to take breaks though. I just have to say, okay, I'm putting it down because my eyesight, for one thing, and then just for mental health the other way. You just have to put it down and take a break. Eat, sleep, and repeat. Okay, hey, that's okay. If that's what you do, that's what you do. I feel that way too sometimes. I guess we all basically do that. And throw in the cold toilet breakthrough. Yeah, the odd toilet breakthrough. Yeah. Yeah. Shake it up. Keep things moving. I have to get back to the garden tomorrow. Right. Okay, Tracy, thanks for coming. Have a good day. Well, yeah, you got to watch that, BJ. Yeah, be careful. But, maybe you can go with somebody outside sometimes. You're going to Turkey for work next month. Kindly pray for me for safe journey and blessings ahead. I will. I will pray for you, and I pray for you to have safe travel and to have a good trip and a successful work experience. So, God bless you. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. I've got, just a few people in, but we've had a good conversation. I've enjoyed talking about vintage things, the vintage lifestyle versus the modern lifestyle. And thank you very much for coming in, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you the next time. Thank you.